Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. You know we love to uncover these real-life stories that remind us of the good in humanity.
Absolutely.
And today we're diving into a collection of inspiring acts of kindness sourced from Heartbeat Celebrating Human Connection.
A platform dedicated to showcasing the positive aspects of humanity.
Exactly. And we got some truly heartwarming stories lined up for you today.
I think listeners are really going to be moved by these.
Oh, for sure. Get ready for a marathon runner helping a veteran across the finish line, a mysterious library angel, and even a dog who gets a very special lunch. I mean, come on.
It's a testament to the power of simple acts to make a difference.
Absolutely. Okay. So, first up, let's talk about this marathon. Picture the intensity, right? Everyone's laser focused on their own race.
Pushing their limits.
Yeah. But then we have Jake. He spots a veteran struggling near the finish line. Now, he could have just kept going, focused on his own time.
Right. Easy to get caught up in the heat of the moment.
But he doesn't. He chooses to help.
It's a powerful example of how compassion can override competition.
Yeah. It's like he understood that some victories are way bigger than individual achievement.
Definitely. That act of helping the veteran cross that finish line was a beautiful display of shared humanity.
Right. It's a reminder that we don't have to go it alone in this life. And speaking of unexpected help, our next story takes us all the way to Tokyo. We've got a tourist who finds herself in a medical emergency.
Oh, wow.
Lost, scared, can't communicate. But then a local taxi driver, Mr. Tanaka, shows up.
What a lifesaver,
Yeah,
literally.
he could have just dropped her off at a hospital and been done with it.
Right.
But he goes above and beyond, stays with her, translates, advocates for her.
Wow.
It's those small acts of caring that can completely change the course of someone's experience. Makes you realize that kindness can be found in even the most unexpected places.
Even in a bustling city like Tokyo.
Exactly. And sometimes those acts of kindness come from the most unexpected sources. Like in the story of Sarah. It was her birthday, but she'd been completely forgotten. Yeah. She was living in a care home. You know how routines there can feel a bit impersonal sometimes?
I can imagine.
But then a visitor notices Sarah's sadness.
Bless their heart.
Yeah. And they decide to do something about it.
What did they do?
They shared Sarah's story on social media. And the response was incredible.
Really?
People donated cakes, decorations, showed up to celebrate Sarah's life.
That's so lovely.
Right. I think about that.
Yeah.
That one little act of sharing created a ripple effect of love.
It's a reminder that we all crave connection and belonging.
Yeah. And that even in a place like a care home, a simple act of kindness can spark a whole lot of joy.
Absolutely. These stories are showing us that kindness isn't always about some big, grand gesture. It's the everyday moments of noticing and caring.
Right. It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected in some way.
And that even our smallest actions can impact others.
Right. Like in the story of this teenager who was short on cash for his train fare.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Could have easily missed school that day. But a fellow commuter, Mark, stepped in.
I love people like that, just willing to help.
Right. Now, Mark could have just paid for the ticket and left it at that. But he did something else, too.
What's that?
He saw that the teenager might need more than just the money. He offered some support and guidance.
What a great guy.
Even connected him with some youth support services.
Wow. It's like he saw the person behind the situation, not just the immediate need.
Exactly. Kindness is about looking a little deeper sometimes, seeing the whole picture.
Yeah.
And sometimes that means sharing what you have. Like in the story of George. This guy was a passionate gardener. I mean, he had this beautiful yard, the envy of the whole neighborhood.
I bet.
And across the street lived Lisa, single mom, struggling to keep up with everything. Life, you know.
Yeah.
But instead of keeping his little paradise all to himself, George decided to share his passion.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Helped Lisa transform her own neglected garden.
What a gift.
Right. Created this space of beauty and peace for her and her family.
It's amazing how something as simple as gardening can foster such a strong sense of community.
And sharing doesn't always have to be about physical things. We've got Alex, a street musician, whose music captivated this young homeless girl. He saw something special in her, this love for music. So he decided to nurture it.
I love that.
Shared his guitar with her, taught her a few chords.
Music is such a powerful connector.
It really is. In that moment, they were just two people sharing a love for music. It's a beautiful example of how kindness can transcend social barriers and create those genuine human
I
connections.
love that. It's a reminder that even amidst hardship, beauty and connection can flourish.
Absolutely.
It's really amazing how these small acts of kindness, like with the homeless girl and the music, can spark something so much bigger.
It really shows you the power of human connection. And it makes me think of another story. Remember Sarah, whose birthday was forgotten at the care home?
Yeah. What a sweet story that was.
It is. But I mean, think about it. All it took was one person to notice and share her story online, and then boom, this outpouring of love from the community.
Amazing. It's like social media used for good for once.
Right. Not just for, complaining and arguing.
Yeah, exactly. It shows you the potential of social media. I mean, if we use it right, it can actually amplify kindness, create this sense of community that goes way beyond just the digital world.
And speaking of going beyond, remember that teenager who couldn't afford his train fare?
Yeah. Lucky he ran into Mark.
Right. Mark could have just paid for the ticket and moved on,
Yeah.
but he went deeper.
Yeah. He recognized that there might be more to the story.
Exactly. I mean, how often do we just assume we know what's going on with someone?
All the time. We judge too quickly.
Yeah. Like they say, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle.
That's a good one.
But Mark, he took the time to listen, offered some guidance, even helped the kid connect with support services.
Wow, he really went above and beyond. That's incredible.
It shows you the power of really seeing someone,
Hmm.
recognizing their needs and then responding with compassion.
It's about recognizing their humanity.
And sometimes that means sharing what you have. Like George, remember him?
Yeah.
The passionate gardener.
Yeah, the one with the amazing yard.
Yeah. And he used his passion and skills to help out Lisa, the single mom struggling to manage everything.
It's like he shared a piece of his own little paradise with her.
Right. And by doing that, he helped Lisa create a space of peace and beauty for her and her family.
It's amazing how a simple act of sharing can make such a huge difference.
And it's not just about sharing material things. It's about sharing your time, your skills, your passions.
Absolutely. Remember Alex, the street musician, who shared his love of music with that young homeless girl?
Yeah. He saw something in her, like a spark just waiting to be ignited.
He really nurtured her potential. It's so heartwarming to see that kind of human connection.
It shows you that beauty and creativity can flourish even in the midst of hardship.
And it reminds us that we all have something to offer. We can all be a source of kindness and inspiration to others.
It's like those ripples in the pond. One small act of kindness can spread outwards, touching countless lives. And you never know who you might inspire along the way.
That's a beautiful thought. Our actions have a ripple effect, for better or for worse. So let's choose kindness. It's amazing how a small act of kindness can have such a big impact. Like that little girl sharing her lunch with the stray dog. That simple act led to the dog finding a home.
Right. It just goes to show you that compassion can come from anywhere. And even the smallest gestures can change a life. Like we've been talking about this whole time, these stories really highlight how interconnected we all are. I mean, think about that marathon runner who helped the veteran.
Yeah, it's like in that moment, winning the race didn't even matter anymore.
Exactly. It was about something bigger. It was about human connection. And that's something we see again and again in these stories, like with Mr. Tanaka, the taxi driver in Tokyo.
Yeah.
He went above and beyond to help that tourist who was in trouble.
He really did. It's a reminder that kindness can transcend language and cultural barriers.
Yeah. It's like a universal language that speaks to our shared humanity. And that language was definitely spoken in the story of Sarah and her forgotten birthday.
Oh, yeah. That one was so heartwarming. The way the community came together to celebrate her life was just incredible.
It really shows you the power of collective kindness and how a simple act of caring can create such a ripple effect.
Exactly. And sometimes those ripples start with an act of anonymous generosity, like in the story of the bookstore that was saved by a secret donation.
It's a reminder that kindness doesn't always have to be loud or public. Sometimes the most impactful acts are done quietly behind the scenes.
Absolutely. It's like those anonymous acts of kindness carry a special kind of magic. They're pure and selfless without any expectation of recognition.
And they can inspire others to pay it forward. Like that library angel whose donation sparked a wave of generosity across the country.
It's incredible how one person's kindness can create such a ripple effect, inspiring countless others to do the same.
Yeah, it's like a chain reaction of compassion spreading outwards and making the world a little brighter. So as we wrap up our deep dive into these incredible stories of kindness, let's remember that each of us has the power to make a difference.
Absolutely. No act of kindness is ever too small. It's the little things we do each day that can truly change the world.
So let's all make a conscious effort to spread a little more kindness in our lives. Whether it's a smile, a helping hand, or a simple act of generosity, Every bit counts.
I couldn't agree more. Thanks for joining us on this journey of inspiration.
And remember, keep those hearts beating strong and spread the love.